Hello, and excuse me. Welcome to the Ridge Racer Revolution stream. Let me make sure it's actually working. Not checking the app. It is indeed working, and I did something smart before I started this stream. Here, let me show you. Reset the machine first. We can enjoy the PlayStation logo and boot up. That's a pure dose of nostalgia right there, right? Gotta love it. But this game, like the first game, has a Galaga, or the first one had Galaxian, which you could play while it was booting up. Very clever idea, and give you something to do while the game is loading. Because like the original Ridge Racer, this uses the same game engine or same type of engine where it loads the entire game into memory at once, and that's all there is to it. It's just one track with, this time, 3 legitimate variations instead of 2. So you get to play, this time, as you can see, the bonus stage from Galaga 88, or Galaga 90, as us TurboGrafx gamers knew it. Really cool, you know. This is Galactic Dancing. But what I did, so you get 4 cars to choose from in this game normally, like the original game. But if you beat this, you get an additional like 8 cars or something. So I did beat it using save states and being a cheater. So here we go. Yeah. Now let's check out all these cars. So yeah, Novice. You can see Intermediate's a significant variation from Novice. These are pretty different tracks. And Expert's a pretty significant variation from Intermediate. There's no time trial versus mode now, but you get 3 more distinct track variations, which will hold true in this game and into the next one. The next game, however, adds a career mode, and that's where things get real interesting. So we're probably going to start that today, after I play around with this for an hour or 2. You can do okay, yeah, you can do this on any track. You can do the regular race, the 1v1 time trial, or an infinite free run practice. And just, see how good of a time you can get. Here's your default cars. You get your regular, your grippy, your accelerator, your high speed. But now here's our extras, a different balance. A slightly grippier version of that different balance. This is being a more power balanced than normal, a grippier, more power balanced than normal, a more zippier power balanced acceleration, and even more so, a more accelerating bound based speed car. These, I don't know even what they're going for here. These are the even more power balanced. They're going more towards top speed. You see acceleration gets completely off the chain here. And then very high top speed. So a lot of stuff to play with here compared to the first game, really. I owned this game. It was one of the first games I got. I loved it. There's nothing to not love about this game, in my opinion. It's also going to be like a case where it's like, I'm probably going to end up rating it the same as the first Ridge Racer, which is a 9, actually. Like as far as just a simple arcade racer goes, like people knock, people put too much emphasis on content and not enough on the quality. People are more concerned about quantity than they are quality. I'm not saying that Gran Turismo isn't a better game than this, it is, but it's not the same. It's not really the same kind of game. Like this is really fantastic for what it is. And also Gran Turismo, even though it has a massive amount of content, and that's one thing we love about it, like it would be a fantastic game if it didn't. Like it would still be like the best racing sim of its era because it's really like about what the game's like when you're out on the track. That's the main thing, And Ridge Racer's always been impressive in that regard. Like as far as just being an arcade game that's about driving fast and drifting like crazy and being in cool looking cars and cool looking environments. I'm doing so badly though. That's a restart right there, actually. That's unrecoverable. Might take me a second to get the feel of it again. Not great, but way better than last time. Way better. And I like the music in this game better than the original Ridge Racer as well. There's not nearly... I don't think there's anything that's truly annoying in it. I mean, it is way upbeat, somewhat obnoxious techno or whatever, because it's still doing that arcade game thing where it's like, fucking pay attention to me! But it's not like... At least it doesn't have like the fucking gerbil sounds of Rotterdam in the original Ridge Racer, a song that I'm sure they use in Guantanamo to torture prisoners. Surely. This track's actually fun because it plays on like older Namco themes. Isn't that like Pac-Man cutscene music or something? That is how you're supposed to do that. I'm impressed with myself. Oh, and even beginners 3-lap now, which is why you're seeing the balance kind of the way you are, too. I'm doing bad, but not that bad. There's a lot of Ridge Racer tracks that are this track or a variation of this track that have that ugly little wiggle at the end, and it's something I've always had to work with. The texture warping doesn't seem as bad in this game either, although the cracking is as bad, maybe worse than it was before. And I'll comment on that again in Ridge Racer, a game that just looks like it's almost got like a wireframe over the screen the whole time you're playing because you can see the seam of every polygon all the time. This game is borderline that bad. And then R4 completely fucking fixes it somehow. Comes across as probably, literally probably the best looking PlayStation game. I'm trying to think of what I think looks better than R4. Is there anything on the PlayStation that looks better than R4? Like Gran Turismo's got its advantages in some ways, but R4 holds a steadier frame rate and has more effects. I still think it looks cooler, kind of. I'm not just talking racing games though. Like what the fuck else would even look as good on PS1? And that screen tear is really bumming me. It's not something I see while I'm playing. It's just the shitty capture card. But man, I'm really sensitive to screen tearing. A lot of people won't notice it, but to me, I just see like a giant rip across the bottom of the screen all the time. I hate it. What place did I get? I wasn't even paying attention. Did I win? It would show a thing if I won, wouldn't it? try this again. Oh, and by the way, I did try the Nedgecon controls because this emulator does support that Swan Station. But default settings on a DualShock 4 using the Nedgecon in these games way too sensitive. I just prefer playing with the D-pad the way I did back in the day. We might have better analog options in Ray Tracer though, so we'll look at that. Because Ray Tracer doesn't control great anyway, so if there's anything I can do to like tighten that up. And it's not bad, it's just depending on your car and upgrades, it affects it a lot more too, and it just handles it somewhat differently, particularly in regards to drifting than the first two games did, which just play better. It's a damn shame because Ray Tracer's career mode is awesome. It was one of my favorite games back in the day. But now when I play it, especially after playing these two, I'm just like, man, they kind of fucked up the controls. Not great to slow that much before going up a hill. This track is recreated in Ridge Racer 64, but doesn't have a tropical theme. So it's a little harder to recognize, but it's there. Ridge Racer 64 is way cool. And it's something that controls great on an emulator, or if you have a modded N64 stick. The analog controls on it are every bit as good as R4's are, really. What the fuck went wrong there? Can anyone explain that one to me? I don't think I'm going to overtake the final car in 15 seconds or whatever the fuck it is. I think I see the problem though. I am drifting too much. A lot of this car is not really that fast, and you really wouldn't be drifting that much on the beginner track. It's just not built for it. If I were in my yellow high acceleration Ferrari that I love the shit out of, then that would be a different story. This thing's... What the fuck is this? Like a Toyota or something? Yeah, let's be smarter about this. There's some PS2 racing games I really want to get into also. We're going to have to do Need for Speed at some point, and that's going to include maybe the original, and maybe the DOS version of the original, because that's what I played back in the day. And that's a big maybe on that, though. But I'm thinking Need for Speed Underground 2 and Most Wanted 2005 have to be done. We might do Most Wanted 2014 or whatever the fuck it is at some point, but I'm sure I've got it on PS4. That's the one that's just Burnout Paradise, but without any crashes, though. I don't know how I feel about that game. Cops instead of crashes. It's such a weird choice and such a weird game. What's the point in getting Criterion if you're not going to use their awesome like car crumpling tech either? Like they had the absolute best car wrecks in video games ever, and then like Burnout got canceled, Criterion got absorbed into everything else, and we never get to see a cool car crash ever again. Ever. What? Name even one video game. Name one game that has crashes nowadays. A game made from 2015 on that has crashes as good as 2000. What was it? 2002's Burnout. The original Burnout, even the original Burnout. One game. Can anyone name one? Because I think that car crashes in video games now are just absolute bullshit. I mean, the cars themselves like deformed, and then like the glass would shoot at, like it would break like actual safety glass, and you get like particle effects of the glass bouncing with physics off of the road, all in real time, all at 60 frames a second. And like now we can't get any of that shit. Like, what? Something happened? People forget how to make fucking car crashes, or you destroyed the one company that knew how to do it. What the fuck happened? Ah, what happened? Why was that like that? This is the way it's destined to go every time. There we go. Cruising into first. Can I keep it? Can I keep it? Fishtailing like a motherfucker, but I finally got it stable. Yeah, there we go. Finally win. Who won? Technique won. Finally. There's an ad for the Nedgecon. I do not like that controller though. I mean, like, I don't like physically using one. And like I said, like with default settings on here, it's also just the analog accelerates too fast or something. I don't know. Or it doesn't have an appropriate acceleration curve or something. It feels like shit. It makes your car like jerk, 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 jerk. It's almost like more limited in the angles it can hit than the digital controls, which is not what you would expect. It gives you less fine control. I can't wait to get to R4 and never talk about the control again, because they all control the same from that point perfectly. Which doesn't, it feels maybe the least like trying to control a real car of any game at that point. And that's how they all feel, except excluding the Western developed ones that I'm not going to talk about at all. It's like you're sliding around on a track at a super high speed, but it's way fun and almost relaxing to do. And kind of an idealized version of these games. So 93, 94, 95, tearing it up in the world of Ridge Racer. See, yeah, we got the winner wreath. Oh, this one does have a load screen before the track. I guess the track variations are significant enough to require a separate load. I have been saying that wrong the whole time. I thought it was all loaded into memory. I think you can still do a disc swap, but you probably have to swap back before you change tracks. So yeah, let's see if the swap disc feature works with an audio rip. Turn off this game's music and replace it with some ASCAP BMI protected shit that's gonna get my account flagged or whatever, or my video flagged. I did notice I have one video flagged for that, and it's a Warzone video. So what I'm betting is one of those like Warzone tracks that plays while you're in a vehicle or whatever. Got it flagged, which sucks balls. They should auto mute that from the stream, which is totally possible, as GTA proves. If you stream like GTA from your PlayStation and you've got music turned on, you hear it, but in your stream, it's just like there's just no music. That's a perfect way to do it. Yeah. Let the viewer put on their own tunes. Yeah, this is a pretty crazy track variation. It feels a little more like the direction that they start going with stuff in Rage Racer. You'll see. Yeah, I'm hitting too many walls. This isn't gonna work out. I could feel about two bumps back that was the last bump. I'm like, no, it's over. I may get a podium finish, but I ain't winning. Yeah, that's a big maybe on the podium finish part. I'll probably finish in about 4th. The way things are going. We've still got the yellow that's way faster than all the other cars that chase us through, too. That's still a thing. There's some AI similarities to the first game. Fuck you, game. Oh, he's getting to my alright. He is gone. After that shit. Oh, I made it worse. And my last chance to even recover 3rd. Shot to hell. I'll probably get 5th now. Oh, I did get 3rd somehow. I bumped past him. So, podium finish at least. Man, that didn't go well though. Let's see if I can get better. And if I can, then I'll have to start experimenting with different cars. Interesting, yeah, you can see where the track breaks off into 3 pieces. I was gonna like knock this one down a notch for just being the first Ridge Racer, but just barely different. But actually, it's at the same level of quality because it actually adds some things of value. It's a better designed track. And the variations are more noteworthy, making it feel like you get quite a bit more. Oh, I hate everybody here. You guys block real hard compared to the ones in the other game. Damn. I don't know, I had some pretty frustrating ones in the other game where some guys got pretty wily with me. But this is some pretty wild shit here. Like, these guys are really going at it. They don't want you to pass, and they are very active about not wanting you to pass. They are not taking it lying down. Oh god, what a fishtailing bunch of horse shit. God, that sucks. Yeah, there's no recovering that. There goes another first. I'm just gonna have to keep practicing or find a better car. Nope, not gonna happen. Any one of those mistakes back there would have been game ruining. I mean, I'm just doing it for fun. But there's no way I can get first. It sucks. Probably have to try a different car. Hey, I did that smoothly for the first time ever. It's a breakthrough. And then I ruined every bit of advantage I got off of it. Just threw it down the fucking toilet. Just fucking threw it all away. Too much drifting, and I don't need to. In the absolute last ass stretch, they still let me have it. They fucking slowed that first place guy down a crazy amount at some point. Who knows how the fuck this game's AI really works. Because there's no way I should have won that after those two big fuck ups, two giant fuck ups. Either one of them should have probably taken me out. Alright, it's expert time. The fastest driving on the biggest track. It does have this fucking awful song on it. Never mind. There goes one of my compliments on this game. It also does confirm my suspicion that it was reusing a bunch of music from the first game too. Maybe it's all the same music. Fuck, I don't know. All I know is that whoever wrote this song can go to hell. Just grind it out. Just grind it out and drive like shit. It's fine. That's something you... What do you do? This is like two cars wide and it's a fucking 90-degree turn. What are you supposed to do there? You drift that or not? That's not even happening. That went from bad to holy shit, this is over. You're for sure over now, man. Oh, and it's the same song. Oh, you fucking game. I thought there was something you could do about the fucking music from here. There's not so. I gotta see if there's a way. Can you not change the music? You can't change the music, and the music is so bad. Oh, that's even better. Just fucking static out on me too. I have no idea what the fuck that was about. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Am I supposed to like drift or not drift? I can't imagine drifting in here. Like, that doesn't even make sense. I think I'm gonna have to switch to the grip car because some of the shit like seems undriftable and is just shit. Like, how are you supposed to do it? I've gained 2 positions this entire lap. I'm on track to get 6th place. 6th place, and that's optimistic if I can keep performing even as well as I did. Things tend to get worse as it goes along. This seems unplayably difficult. I don't really get it. This car and this track are not compatible. They don't work together. I don't understand how one would do this. It just seems like nothing but a bunch of bumping a bunch of walls and shit, no matter how good you are. I don't fucking get it. Like, who the fuck would be able to do this cleanly? With the enemies attacking them and stuff, too. Like, it doesn't even make sense. I'm on track to get 6th place. I called it in the first lap, and I've already told you how it's going to turn out. I don't see how I could do better than 6th place. I don't know what I could improve. I'm never going to be so fucking perfect that I don't touch any of those narrow ass bullshit walls. That's always going to happen. It's going to have to be like a different car or something that can do it. This car, I just do not see a way. Those are neither driftable nor grippable in this car. In some other car, that's probably not true at all. Or are they going to do this bullshit thing where like the top bunch of cars are real slow and slow down a whole bunch? I'll take it. That's what gets me through this. Well, I tried the drift way, and that didn't work worth a shit either. Either way works worth a shit. Like, both sent me into a wall and slowed me down, so I don't get it. Same here. Drift sends me into a wall. Grip sends me into a wall. Car's too physically large to even twist around part of that without touching the wall, I think. Because it's so narrow. That's pretty close. Got 5th. I said I was going to get 6th. It's just, like I said, I called it super early because I don't see any other way to do it. You'd have to be like in a different car. You'd have to be in a different car. I don't know what else to say about it. Probably a little bit in either direction is better. I bet those mappy cars suck on this track too. I bet they're unusable here. Any middle of the road car is just not going to perform here. There's turns that either require incredible drifts or incredible grip, and you've got to do it one way or the other. This car doesn't do anything incredibly, so, you know, fuck it. I'll move on to the grip car and we'll see how it goes. Huge difference there, too. In fact, no, I'm not. We gotta learn to take that turn better. Something's gotta give. We gotta get some improvement here. I'll be on this track forever otherwise. figure out what the fuck's wrong with that part. I think I got a worse start. Yeah, that was nice. Best I've ever done that. This yellow car is a real aggressive son of a bitch, and he's all over the road like a drunk driver. Yellow's gonna get me now because I tapped that wall. He'll get me, but I'll still beat these guys ahead of me. Nope. Never mind. Neither of those things will happen in this lap. Unless this is a massively improved performance in this area, but it was so bad before. It was definitely grippy enough to grip its way through these turns, and you don't have to like drift at all and shouldn't. These turns are a huge problem, even without the other cars clogging it up. With the cars clogging it up, though, it's literally impossible. There's nothing you can do to perform better there. And that was just, you know, the worst way that last turn could have turned out. And I think I'm actually doing about the same amount of bad as last time. I'm actually a couple places higher. No, I'm one place higher because Yellow's about to shoot in front of me in like a second here. I mean, let's just basically consider me in ninth right now. Where the fuck is Yellow? Did it stop its endless rampage? Now I'm going to get passed by everyone because I tapped the wall in the big turn. And there's Yellow again, of course. Finally back to reclaim its throne. Yellow's like way outperforming every car here, including me. Like every car. I don't know what to do about the last bit of that. That's always turning out ugly. I don't know if I'm following the wrong arc or what, but it's always turning out ugly. Yeah. I'll get to a podium finish this time, maybe. Good chance of it. Not gonna win, though. Not even close. Man, this is a frustrating... I mean, I know they call it expert, but goddamn, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's way harder than the other two difficulties. It's a very, very shitty fucking track. Keep it up, flings you onto a wall. Ah, good luck with that now. Fuck you. This track makes me feel like I'm trying to play Operation while I have Parkinson's. That's the best way to describe it. Don't touch the side, yet again, the side yet again. Yeah, it's just a constant like grinding off the walls. It's like bumper fiesta. Fucking sucks. Yeah, I kind of hate this track. Like this is too much. Like especially how narrow that is. The other two tracks are cool, but this one's fucking stupid and just too much. The control's really shitty in there because you're gonna hit the walls no matter what. Now I did exactly the same as last time because this is an almost unplayable track. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat it. It's really, really bad. I'll just keep trying different cars on it, I guess, but I'll probably have to switch tracks after a little while because this is not like. This actually is maybe gonna hurt my review for this game. I don't know. This track is like not. It's less fun to play than all the Ridge Racer I've played so far because of how narrow and shitty it is. And it's just like stuck to the wall, stuck to the wall, stuck to the wall, bump, 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 and it's just not fun. It like kills all the speed and smoothness that makes these games cool. Takes it all away from it. While you're trying to like push through like less than 2-lane wide 90-degree turns in a tunnel. It's bad track design, really. Because you don't really scrape the walls in this game. You just have your speed cut immediately on contact. There's like a staggering bump followed by, which sometimes even pushes you back a little bit, followed by a percentage speed cut. I don't know if the percentage speed cut on those is higher from drifting or from bumping the wall, but I don't think drifting without bump. I think what would happen is if I drifted, I'd bump the wall and get worst of both worlds, which seems likely. Yeah, the expert track on this is so. I feel like you don't. I take back what I said. You don't really get more track content. If the last track's so shitty that you don't even really want to play it, like then you get the same amount as the first game. This game did get good reviews overall, though, and I still would say it's a good game. I'm really disappointed with the expert track and the way it's designed. I forgot. I don't know if I hated it this much before, but I really hate it now. Like I feel like it's like the worst Ridge Racer track in a way, just because it doesn't let you open up and have fun. Ridge Racer is supposed to be about fun, fast drifting, cool stuff around you, not stuck in a tunnel bumping into a wall over and over again. The harshest review I saw in this game was GameSpot gave it a 5.9, and I guess maybe that reviewer just felt like this is literally the same game, but I don't agree with that. It's not. It mostly got 8s and some 9s. I'd give the original Ridge Racer a 9 because it was the revolutionary one when it came out. I'd probably give this one an 8. Despite its improvements, it's not necessarily a better game because at least one of the tracks is just fucking garbo. And even the other cars are just kind of remixes of this. I do think that it's good that you get a full 3 laps on all modes or whatever. I don't think it's good that you have to be slow, medium, and fast speed depending on the track. I think that was a poor choice, and that's something that you should set separately. I think that this track could be maybe a little bit of fun if it weren't so fast. But because of the speed and all of that, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter that I'm playing on an emulator or anything. Even on the CRT TV, like that's just too much. I forgot that it was even built like that. Like that it's just one part of this track that I hate. But it's the part that's different from the other tracks. It sucks. It's not Ridge Racer when you go in that tunnel. It turns into some other shitty game. I'm playing Ridge Racer right now, and then once it splits off, I'm playing Wall Bumper 10,000. Yeah, this is where it starts to suck. It's like right after this. Actually, those turns are kind of shit too, but this is fucking awful right here. Yeah, so as you can see, practice isn't even making any meaningful difference with this, and I'm not going to get any kind of position on that. Let's try a different car and see if it helps, I guess. I don't know. I wonder if it's more the speed that's a problem for me or the track though. The track's bad, but the mid track, like it was had some of the same frustrating shit in it too, and it's just like maybe I didn't notice because it wasn't so damn fast. But here it is, and it's just ugh, it is absolutely fucking garbage. It's like I can't even hardly imagine getting to the podium on it right now. It's just that hard. They should have made the AI harder. Just go ahead and make them attack you all the time, go crazy with it, but also make you a little faster at recovering of wall bumps or so. I don't know what it is. Something feels like it should just be rebalanced in this game, so it's just a little more fun and like the excitement comes from racing the dudes and not just frustration of being a wall bumpering in a tunnel and on a few particularly shitty turns. That is so bad. I don't think I can use this car on it. I don't think this one's happening. I think that this car is not slick enough. I guess I was having the best luck with the grippy car, and the grippy car handles and play. I mean, it still plays like shit when you're in the tunnel. It's just a wall bumping fucking nightmare, and that's the best I can do. I was hoping the high acceleration in this one would make up for some of its failings, but I don't know. That was me doing a drift in the game, just not acknowledging it. I said, nah, we didn't think it was a drift this time. Letting off X, tapping square, and holding the right direction the whole time, that's usually a drift, but this time, nah, we'll pass up on that. Fuck it. Let's try with yellow. I don't think yellow works. We'll just try something else. I might push through on this one though. Well, you know what? Let's fucking push through on this one. I won't restart. We'll just do it. We'll just experience. Just really fully taste how bad this tastes. We'll do a little extra bad so that there's no pressure. Nah, I'm not gonna push through that. That fucking car sucks. This track blows. It's just not good. This is some bad shit. Why would you want the worst handling one? I don't quite get all that. Unnecessary drift. Out of habit. God, no. Oh, God. I'm trying to think if I should like look into input delay stuff. Is this game really this hard? I don't remember all that well, man. And when I was playing Ridge Racer, I didn't even think about the fact that I was using an emulator, so I didn't think about whether or not it was input delay. I really don't know that that's the issue. I just think that this is too fucking hard. Like the expert track is just too fucking hard. I guess that's good. It gives you a challenge, but man, I hope you like bumping off walls. Hope that that's the kind of challenge you were up for, and not like having to maneuver around dudes so much. Oh God. No, what? That's never happened. What the fuck is that? I've never seen that shit happen. Well, you're doing good, so here you go. Wall, wall, wall. I was doing pretty fucking good there. This car has a problem with getting lined up on the left in that one spot that I didn't ever experience before. That's a whole new deal to me. It's a whole new problem I didn't know to look out for, but I guess I do now. Now, that's cool how I was doing awesome and then everything just completely shot to hell. Just fucking rocketed to hell, like right there all at once, huh? Alright, let's do this again. This is the hardest Ridge Racer challenge, though. Like, period. Out of all, like, 7 or 8 Ridge Racer games I've ever played, I think this is the hardest shit right here. Just expert track on Revolution. Jesus fucking Christ, it's hard. It's mind blowing how hard it is to me. I cannot fucking I don't know that I'm ever gonna see first on it. I'm used to beating these things in like 2 or 3 goes, though. To be fair, most Ridge Racer stuff is really easy. So. I'll have to have a recording of me beating this too to know that it can be done, or else I won't believe it on any future attempt as my reflexes just get worse and worse as I get old. I'll be like, nah, I don't think the expert track can be, I don't think you can get a position on that. I think that's impossible. Fucking wall, 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 wall. It's just this track has too many segments in it that are too tight for the speed that you're moving at for any like almost any normal player, I would think. That's the problem here. It's just it's a balance issue. It's not balanced well. In fact, they completely reversed this idea in later Ridge Racers by making the fastest class of cars like that's like the oval track or something. Like there's a lot of oval tracks from Ridge Racer on for like super high speed stuff, and they generally get the balance of how maneuverable the cars are at their speed for how the track is designed. This is not a good example of that at all. It's a mess. It sucks because this is a better game than Ridge Racer in every other way, but this part can just fucking go to hell. Like it's just shit. sorry, sorry if you're a huge Ridge Racer Revolution fan, but it hurt my opinion of it enough to drop the game like rating like a point because it's just so it's just ill balanced. The speed to tightness ratio is poor, and it makes it play poor because all you do is bump into the wall over and over again. Or at least for me. I mean, maybe you guys are thinking it's easy and are laughing at how I'm doing here. I don't know. Cars are blocking aggressively at all opportunities. They completely block off the player. Way to go, guys. Mostly they don't, though. You get like a few guys who are super aggressive, and then like mostly like dudes who don't, which I think is the exact same AI system as the original Ridge Racer. The AI has become a little more balanced and even after this game too, I think. But in this one, you still have some guys who are super aggressive, and many who just do nothing, and you just pass once you get to them. But yeah, this shit sucks. This fucking track is no, just nah, dude. Whatever. I'm gonna take a break because it's pissing me off, but I'll give it another shot for a little while when I come back, and then we'll switch over to Rage Racer, which is something I was much more into back in the day. So maybe it'll click with me a little more than this one is. Um, but anyway, I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching. Alright, I'm back. I'm gonna try yet a different car. We'll see how that goes. That's a big maybe, too. I don't know if there's any others that how the stats go in the direction I want them to go. This is the highest grip car by far. Maybe I should try it again. I don't know. Man, this has been just a real frustrating bunch of bullshit though this track has. But I'm not gonna hold it against it too much. I really shouldn't, because even if you only played the beginner and intermediate, that would still be as much content as you get in the original Ridge Racer. And there's a lot of tangible improvements here, like the rear view mirror for one thing. It's awesome. And as before, there is a third-person view, but it's unplayable. At least in my opinion, it's just terrible to play Ridge Racer games in third person. They don't feel right at all. I think it's because the camera's completely tight to the car. That's, I think, is really the deal. Like, it's so tight on the car and doesn't have any sway to it at all that it feels like unnatural or something. Like, prior to 3D racing games, the car would always follow the road 100% because it could really only raster like that way, you know, for the most part. Even in the scalar games, they really kept the road-focused camera because a lot of times the rendering would break if you have the camera wrong in a game like that. And then, yeah, like when most 3D games came along, they kind of gave it a little bit of an in-between where it follows the car, but also like it's like pulled by the road, sort of. This game doesn't do that. It just full-on fucking follows the car no matter where the car is pointing, and it's very tight and it feels odd. There might be some people who like it though. I don't know. It might be like some people. No, this game has the best camera view. I definitely feel like they were designed to be played in first person, just because of the way a lot of the track is designed too. I should never have drifted. That was stupid. I'm in the grippy car. There's no reason to do that. Nope. No blocking going on, just losing. Gonna be an 8th. I think I sort of was doing better in the carrot. I'll go back to it. It has a lot of handling, not as much grip, but it's better at drifting. It's faster. Way less grip. It's actually a drifty car. Try something really weird. See how this goes. Who knows? Yeah, I'd become pretty much a huge Namco fan by the time this game came out, but especially off of Tekken, you know. I was kind of indifferent to them before. I don't know. I liked and owned Splatterhouse. I didn't own Splatterhouse 2. I've rented it several times because I liked it a lot. And I was pretty fond of the Dragon Spirit games, and I always liked Galaga, of course, and Xevious from back in the day. So I'd say I had a generally pretty positive opinion of Namco anyway. But they had really changed by this point, because arcades had changed by this point, and it got to a point where you would only see like these three names when you go into most arcades. I feel like it would be Namco, Sega, and some Capcom stuff. The Capcom stuff would just be fighting games. I guess SNK as well. So you'd have your MVS cabinet at every arcade, maybe a few CPS machines, and then like just that were still popular stuff that was like late era, like Marvel vs. Capcom type stuff. And then you'd have and so in the SNK machine packed with just a bunch of King of Fighters, late '90s, whatever, mid '90s. And then it would just be Namco and Sega. And if anything was like a 3D game or a driving game or something, it was going to be Namco or Sega. A lot of light gun games, and then eventually it got to where it was just 3D Sega, Namco, and Sega. Yeah, fighting and light gun and driving games. Oh, and then DDR machines. So Konami had a little presence there too. Sometimes you'd see a B-Mania machine, or like some other types of music machines, and those are usually the Konami. DDR arcade machines are hella fun to use, though. I mean, if you've never had that experience, do it. I'm pretty sure you can only, like, unless you're going to spend a lot of money and time and you're really, really into it, that's the only way to really experience it. Because otherwise, I think the soft mat, I've never tried it, but it's gotta suck no matter how you set it up. Like, I mean, I'm sure it can be some fun. I'm not saying it's like not fun at all or whatever. It's not the same experience as having those hard tiles that you just dance on. That was a good source of exercise for me at the time. I would actually go to the arcade pretty frequently. Me and my friends would do some DDR. We didn't get into the dancing part of it. We were just trying to tap it out, but a good aerobic exercise, a fun challenge. And then I remember this one arcade I would go to. It had a motion sensing boxing game next to it that was also fun. It played like a fairly simple punch out game, but I do think it had 3D graphics or whatever, probably. and probably like PS1, somewhere between PS1 and PS2 era quality 3D graphics. And you like stood between these two sensors and you'd throw punches at different heights or hold your hands together in front of them to block and stuff like that. Really simple shit, but very fun. Good exercise, good game. My biggest disappointment with the Wii is that we never got a really good boxing game. We never got like a Knockout Kings game that was motion focused, and the entire idea was just squandered. Like, that sucks. I'm sure there's an okay boxing game. I know that there was a Punch Out game that came out eventually, but that wasn't really what I had in mind. I thought it would be good for like a 3D simulation boxing thing. And I never found anything that quite hit that mark. I would like to get a light gun mouse at some point, though. The sensors that go on your TV or monitor. I'll put them on my TV, and I mean, I just saw when I was checking for NEJCON support in this that it supports the GunCon, and I saw that PCSX2 supports GunCon too, so that's a lot of games that I like. Alternatively, I could do a lot of that on real hardware. I have the entire NTSC GunCon 2 collection. I could maybe split component out, use the green component for the composite input on the GunCon 2. It works. I tried it. Run that to I would need to get like a component to HDMI capture, or a component to HDMI converter, something good, like a line doubler, preferably with deinterlacing or whatever. Like, so I could play it on my CRT with my GunCons and split the output to my laptop and capture it. Is that a good idea? I have no fucking idea. Does this car suck? Well, yes it does. It does suck. Do I hate driving it? I sure do. Alright. It's mostly this track, though. The track and speed combination is just terrible here. It's too frustrating. Or I haven't found that magic car. I don't know, though. I'm starting to get into how frustrating it is now. I mean, if it was any of the other tracks, I'd just be getting first every time and then bored. That's the thing in Rage Racer. It has to work out to where I can get first a lot of the time. Otherwise, I can't hardly get through the career. So it's... I hope I can get back into the swing of it. This car seems better, though. Did I just drive under that other car? Of course, there's this guy. No, I don't. I don't got him at all, man. So, shut up. this didn't work out as well as I thought. I thought I was doing well, but then, yeah, 8th at the end of the first isn't fantastic or anything. It's alright. The cars do clump up more on this track, so I wonder if they have, like, will they really slow down to get through some of these parts? Finished the first lap in 8th, finishing the second lap in 8th. That's not going good. This is the last trial for this car. Oh man. This car's not doing it. No. This one was awful, so this is probably also awful. This one was pretty good. Don't know why you'd want to drop the handling like that. That's such an odd comparison. Oh, this is a slightly better handling version of what I was just in. I feel like this one should be good as shit, but it's... Maybe grip's the least important stat, so maybe I should try the red one too, I don't know. Acceleration is pretty important generally, especially if you're going to have to come back from a shitty drift or bumping a wall. Too slow. I don't know. I gotta view this more like an arcade game too. Like when I'm playing those Model 3 racing games, I didn't ever expect to come in first or even third. Oh gosh, that's bad. That was bad. After I did so well getting up to it. What a shame. Still though, one of the best first laps I've had in a while. Oh, nice. You sure are. That sure all fell to shit right away, didn't it? That sucks. Oh, you dickhead. You fucking dickhead. My god. Ah, oh, of course. Yeah. Was my best attempt yet? Kind of. Maybe. No, no, I couldn't secure fourth, and that's not even that. Maybe. Yeah, this is about as well as I've done, which is about the same as one earlier attempt. Same car, I think, too. I believe that this is the top performing vehicle right now for me in this. It's not getting the job done though. Oh, I did want to give the red car a shot at some point. I think it has poor handling though, and I think anything with poor handling is almost just a shit option. So. Have you ever wondered what the deal is with the announcer in this game too, from like a in-game perspective? He only comments on my performance, but he seems more like an announcer, right? I don't think anyone in my pit crew would be like, haha, you're too slow. He mostly just wants to tell everyone else who's watching about me, who's currently in 7th place. At all times, he's telling them how shitty I'm doing. I mean, it's a common video game thing. Almost every arcade-style racing game from this era had an announcer who only comments on the player's performance. It makes sense, but also, like, from an in-universe perspective, it doesn't. Who is this asshole? And of course, that's by far the best I've ever done, but I have absolutely no idea where the first place guy is. He's not even visible. He's so far ahead. I'll keep cracking at it though after that. That's at least inspiring. I'm coming through the other side of this frustration now, and now it's what I'm enjoying about the game. This is hard as shit. This is the real game, though, right here, almost in a way, it feels like. Because there's so little else if you're not challenging the hell out of yourself with the hard race, I guess. Um, maybe this is better than Ridge Racer. Is it? Yeah, I think it balances out too, because the first Ridge Racer is more groundbreaking. You're like, holy shit, this is amazing, and you played it, you know. But then this one's like, hey, this is something for me to chew on. It's amazing. It's the same amazing thing, but now with depth. Part of it's just also there's such a huge selection of cars. Um, that you like really have to find the one that feels like you want Ridge Racer to fill. So there's a little bit of trick to playing all of that and figuring it out. Fuck. But also unlocking those cars by beating Galaga on a real PlayStation, as well as just resetting your PlayStation like 20 times in a row, and there's no save features, so you have to do that every time. That's a genuine knock against this game, too. Not a big deal for me doing it with save states, super easy way, all in software, and I don't care, you know. Like annoying on a real machine. You know, even when I got good at it, it would usually take me like 3 or 4 tries, and I don't want to just sit there and reset my PlayStation over and over again. Where is this first place motherfucker? Look at how fucking far up he is. What the fuck? How are you supposed to do that? He's like half a lap ahead of the second place guy. What is that bullshit? That's crazy. My hand's gonna fall off. One moment. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, so that my hand does not fall off, I'm only going to play a couple more rounds of this, take a little break. Um, then come back a little bit, just a little bit later, like an hour, and do some Rage Racer. Hour or less, I'd say. That's kind of the plan. I'll take a little break and watch some TV or something, let my hand rest. This is fun though. I did kind of break through on it as far as like, yeah, very difficult, but what else are you going to be doing in Ridge Racer? You know what I mean? The difficult, like the difference in difficulty between beginner, medium, and expert is too steep though. I don't have really any reason to go back to those after beating them in like one turn. You know what I mean? That's just also kind of ridiculous. I do wish that part of this track was designed not in such a narrow way, but other than that, this has a lot of improvements audio visually over the first Ridge Racer. I wish the cracking wasn't so bad on the screen though, but I'm going to bitch about that even more in Rage Racer, so stay tuned for that. Also, I remember Rage Racer being pretty easy using grip cars, so that's probably what I'll do. And like, you got to do like these grip turns where you brake and gas at the same time, basically, on a lot of parts of it. But they can kind of cruise their way back into victory. The drifting also feels very strange in it. I mean, I could try both ways and see how it goes. But I'm getting smoked this time. This is bad. I wonder if I ever did beat Expert on this back in the day. This seems pretty high level. Like, this is pretty fucking hard Ridge Racer right here. That was just a mess. It seems like the secret to drifting with this car is to do as little of it as you can, and then you have the best recovery on it. That was too miserly with it. I should have leaned into the drift a little more. It's too late. Perfecto. Oh god! What? And there goes that attempt. Oh man. Oh fuck. This is so hard. I don't know how many months there are between Ridge Racer and Ridge Racer Revolution. I just know it's not even a full year. And they're both released in '95. But it was as you can see, in a regular CD jewel case game. Even though the first one was in a long box because it was a launch title. Like almost immediately after the launch title, like the very first wave of games, they dropped that shit. But that is how I know that like Twisted Metal and Warhawk are older than this game, and Raiden Project is as well, and maybe even Street Fighter Alpha. Did I have that in the long box? Mortal Kombat 3 was in a long box, of course. See, they weren't scared of 2D when they launched the PS2, PS1. I mean, there's quite a few examples I just named: Street Fighter Alpha, Mortal Kombat, or Mortal Kombat 3. I didn't mean to say trilogy. Raiden. There were games that were semi 2D, 3D, also like Philosoma. The game's not too bad. Maybe I'll stream it at some point. I don't remember actually if it's any good or not. That's the actual truth. I think it's maybe better than I expected, but technically not a very good shooter. Yeah, this has gone badly. No. How do you think? Plus 10 this round? Is that going to be 10 seconds over? 10 to 15, I'd say. Let's see. There's 10. Yeah, right at 10. Whoa, that hitting the wall and slowing down a whole lot's great work. Thanks, man. I think you might be blind. No, nothing about that was great work. And I do think it's because my hands are just fucking giving out. This is an intense game. I think Rage Racing is a little more chill, and that's probably why I liked it. It was a chill, repetitive game that I played a hell of a lot. Um, and I am covered in mosquito bites. It sucks. Every time I take the dogs out, I get a new one. It's fun to watch the replays and these when they're intense. They really turn it up in 4 and 5. Those are almost like pioneering racing game replays, I'd say, because they have like all sorts of motion blur effects and like tail light effects and stuff. Very cool. Oh yeah, Ridge Racer 4, no 5, I think it is where they even start to try to do like a bokeh depth of field thing. I'm not sure how well those effects work on the emulation for Ridge Racer 5. Ridge Racer 5 was something I was having enough problems with in PCSX2 that I'm gonna have to take another look at it before I do it. I've streamed it before from real hardware, and I could do that again, but I am very lazy, so I don't know that that'll actually happen. Yeah, it's just a few things I have to change that are plugged in over here. We'll see. It's odd that PCSX struggles with it, but it has the reflection effect that it uses is just static, like with hardware rendering. But if you put it in software rendering, it works fine. I just don't know if the reflection effect is even working right or working. And I've heard that the shadows may not be working too, so I need to double check that. But it is funny that a launch title is like one of the things that it struggles with. You'd think that that would have been an early like game that was heavily tested and used in its development, but I don't know. How far on this? 203. 322. You know what? I'll do it one more time. Give me one more roll after this. This is fun. You know, I guess it's review time. I would say that this is probably, I would give the same rating as the original Ridge Racer. It kind of gives you, it definitely gives you more to do in terms of challenge. It gets to a point where not being able to save is almost unfortunate because of the way several things in it work. Because you do get like backwards races and stuff, I'm pretty sure, for like beating all these. Emulators can overcome a lot of its problems in that regard. But the actual game, most of the track is really cool. There's some track design decisions I don't like. But I'd say it's still mostly pretty cool. You get the same cars and more, I think. I don't know. Yeah, they're both like 9 out of 10 early arcade racing games for me. And, you know, if you're just looking for a quick arcade, you know, Sega style arcade racing game to play that doesn't have like a million things to unlock and do, and is not like a career simulator and not a Need for Speed game or anything like that, this is the game that I would point to. You know, like the first 2 Ridge Racer games. At the time, I was a much bigger fan of them than Wipeout. I appreciate Wipeout more now, but I like the later Wipeouts a bit better. I don't know what it is, control or something. Maybe they have more to do also. Wipeout 3 is where I really started to get into Wipeout. So maybe we'll do that one sometime, along with, like, I don't know, we could do like the PS2 one and Omega or something. Fusion. Fusion? Is that what it's called? And Omega, which has Fury and 2027 and Pure or something in it. $2072, I think is what I was trying to say. And that's supposed to be like an early era wipeout with like less advanced technology. It's kind of an interesting one. It was for like Vita, I think. No, Vita, either Vita or PSP, I can't remember. Anyway, Omega's cool. They enhanced the hell out of like all of that stuff and made it very crispy HD, very clean, fast game. Gets too hard, too fast though. Holy shit, did I finally do it somehow? Oh my god. I'm glad I decided to do one more race then. That was legit gonna be my last one. Well, now I'm inspired to keep going and just destroy my hands. No, but alright. Stretched them out a bit. I think, yeah, maybe I should end on a win. Let's see what it offers after. Maybe check that out once, and then we'll continue. That's a good classic way to do it. Is this a credit roll also, or just a replay? It's just a replay. You can't skip it though, so maybe not. Let's see what it does. This will give my hand a chance to relax. Oh yeah, and since I had a lot of faith in the Namco name, I bought Cyber Sled, but then I didn't like it very much. I think that's one of the first games I sold back. That was also a long box game. My understanding was its content was pretty enhanced from the arcade, but it still didn't have much to do, and just was a clunky tank shooting game, so couldn't get into it. I think the arcade game of that was a System 11 game, like Stellar Assault. Is that the name of that game? They use the really crisp, solid polygon graphics. It's Namco's answer to Model 1. Oh, so this does use like music and sound or something from Ridge Racer 2. Is that? I think that's probably what the soundtrack is just a mixture of Ridge Racer 1 and 2. I'm just now getting that. Yeah, extra course. You unlock playing it backwards. I think that this is a great place to have a save state. So yeah, emulator definitely makes this game better. Like you want to, if you have that option to play it in like Duck Station or Swan Station instead of using an actual PlayStation or PCSX rearmed or whatever you got to use. Like, yeah, I would recommend it. I'm sure the Mister probably lets you do save states on PlayStation. Just any option like that's going to be better. Um, I'm all about moving this stuff into the future if it fixes problems like that in games. You know what I mean? Just not being able to save. There's a lot of old games that bothers me on, like Blaster Master. How the hell are you supposed to Blaster Master all in one go? How are you supposed to play Mega Man 1 and all in one go? It sucks. The carrot's my jam now. Oh, now you can choose the speed. Okay, well that's a step up too. All right. Kind of being locked in the way they have it with the expert difficulty is pretty frustrating at the beginning of the game. And imagine that, plus you can't save. I probably played the shit out of the game to where I got good enough to where I could get through it every time or whatever, but why not just do everything on intermediate then? That's probably the most fun. I wonder if I get to choose when I go back and do the regular course now. I'd like to see that too. God damn it. Oh, that's a bummer, man. That's not good. I wonder if they start gating off the lower speeds as you go out though. Like I could choose beginner on this one because it is beginner, but you know what I mean? Like I don't necessarily know that I can play the novice, extra, and beginner. Let's see. Nope. So yeah, that's pretty hard. That's probably an adventure for another time, though. So yeah, there's so much more to do in this one, which is interesting. Because it really only compounds the frustration on an actual PlayStation that you wouldn't. I'm not trying to rhyme there, but you wouldn't be able to save it, and it would just piss you off, you know. Like that's, it, and I do remember that experience of like playing it for hours and then being like, I'm turning it off. But there's a lot to do by comparison, and you can't save it normally, but now you can, which makes it pretty cool. Regardless of the situation, I would say both games are a 9 out of 10. I don't think Rage Racer is going to age as well because I think that it doesn't control as well. But there's even more to do in it, so that's going to be a much longer thing, and we're going to get into it soonish. Probably, I don't know, an hour or two. I don't know how long I'm going to be on this one. We'll see, but I'm doing it tonight. And I won't finish it tonight probably either. I think that the game's probably I think it's north of 6 hours long, but I don't know. And the other ones won't take quite that long. Maybe though. Ridge Racer 4 has a lot of stuff in it. It has a whole lot of tracks. 5 has a lot of ways of repeating through the same content for different stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, if you like action games, thanks for watching. If you want to see more Ridge Racer, there's a lot coming up real soon. And throughout the week, probably Call of Duty Warzone. End of the week, somewhere I'm going to be playing Akuma and Street Fighter 6, that comes out this week. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching.